All right, guys, we are here today. We got retail sales data coming out live in about an hour and 10 minutes. We'll put the timer up here. Really, it's about an hour and 7.5 minutes or so. So here's that timer. Bitcoin still sitting at 96.9. There we go. What's up, Steve, Johnny, IZ, Ray, Cal, Stahl, Faye, Daniel, Plus, Alan, CC, Oro, Buddy, Beach Bum, Lewis, Crypto, Justin. What's up, guys? What's up? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can, Desmond. Depends on what platform you choose, though. Some platforms might have like mobile stuff. Other platforms might not. So it really depends on the platform you're using, bro. I'm pretty sure Top Step X does, but I'm not 100%. All right, guys. So the Nasdaq is down slightly today. Let's take a look at some of the numbers that came out this morning. All right, so stock index futures declined big after significant rally driven by earnings and reciprocal tariffs. The tariffs are not set to be implemented immediately, leading to market uncertainty. The S&P is nearing all-time highs. Notable rebounds from companies like Tesla and Nvidia. Intel is up 3% in pre-market, buoyed by the government support for U.S. AI infrastructure. If you can see Intel up here, it is bouncing. But pulling back a little bit this morning. Airbnb is up 13% after profitable fourth quarter, better than expected revenue, forecasting slightly lower future revenue than analysts anticipated, though, but still up nonetheless. Applied Material 5% down after good earnings, mixed guidance. Palo Alto down 6% after strong quarterly earnings. Forward revenue estimates were conservative, lower. DraftKings up 5.3%. They anticipate higher revenue for 2025 guidance. Roku is up 14%. Good revenue, good user growth, forecasting further revenue growth as well. GameStop up 7.3%. Reports of considering investments in crypto, back up to almost $30 a share. Still, been struggling to stay over 30 for a while now. Oh man, I'm just yawning. I gotta drink some coffee. The dollar is nearing multi-week low amid tariff delays. So if we look at the Dixie here, dollar's at 107.06. I don't know if multi-week low is the best way to describe it. It's a little misleading. Oh, the low of the week. I mean, I don't think that matters. All right, so the dollar remained near 3-week lows. President directive. His directive for reciprocal tariffs against the countries taxing U.S. imports. Lack of immediate implementation led to trader optimism. PPI reported alleviated inflation fears. I thought PPI showed worse than expected numbers, but Euro reached 2-week highs. Russia peace talks. Anyways, today we got retail sales data. It's expected for retail sales. Retail sales expected at minus 0.2%. There we go. Yeah, resale sales data expected at minus 0.2%, dropping live here at 8:30. Focus on GameStop today. See, Cohen wants to buy Bitcoin. Trump said he won't sell his. Yeah, we had a pretty good day yesterday. And again, like, our day involved, like, on one of my top step accounts were down. In said down account, we got to kind of take larger risks. The other two were green on both the other two were green. But in the one we're down, we got to kind of take larger risks. And the way I have to do it is I give myself a 400 daily loss limit. If I hit $400 in losses trading micros, it liquidates and blocks. If I don't hit that, what I do is I build up a cushion, and then I take larger risks once I have that cushion. We had some earnings coming out this morning as well. Nothing big, though. We have, like, mRNA lost $2.50 a share, better than $2.70 expected. Higher revenue than expected as well. Apple CEO Cook posts on X, get ready to meet the newest member of the family. Wednesday, February 19th, there's an Apple launch. So there's an Apple launch. I wonder if this is going to make Apple go up. Look at the news here. Apple's not up. Apple hit 240s, but got fake out. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I asked you guys yesterday, there's a chance that the tariff news would be good. Like, we really just don't know, right? Like, we really just don't know what these tariffs are going to look like. I keep yawning, dude. I keep yawning. I didn't get a ton of sleep. I got enough sleep, don't worry, but, like, I went to bed at, like, 11. Maddie had a softball game and had to get picked up for 10 something at night, dude. Yeah, import exports coming out today too. Not that big. Retail sales is bigger. Import X price index 0.3% is what they're expecting. Industrial production numbers, capacity utilization later on this morning. Yeah, and the big thing, like, next week's a little slower. We don't really have as much stuff going down next week, which is okay. I'm okay with a slow week. I've been working nonstop. But the week afterwards busy too. So, like, next week, we got some Fed members speaking, but it's not like a huge, you know, it's not like a huge thing. In Canada, core CPI comes out Tuesday next week. New York Empire State Manufacturing Index drops. Wednesday, we have the Fed minutes report. Housing starts, building permits. Thursday, we got jobless claims, Philly Fed Index. Friday, we've got like manufacturing services PMI and some other stuff. But next week's a little slower. That's okay, though, because the week afterwards is incredibly busy. The last week of this month, the week of the 24th, is very busy. Not only is this NVIDIA earnings week, which, you know, we have CB Consumer Confidence Tuesday. Wednesday, we have NVIDIA earnings. Thursday, we have GDP data expected at 2.3% now. GDP data 2.3% is what's expected at. But we also have PCE inflation data, yeah, coming out as well. So a lot of stuff dropping. Yeah, Monday next week the market's closed. So there's a trader that in the late 90s, his name was Dan Zanger. He turned $11,000 into $18 million in less than 2 years. Fully audited and verified. They said the way he did it was pyramiding in trading, which basically means like if you're in a winning trade, you add to it, you know. And I like that idea. I think adding to winners is much better than like adding to losses. Yeah, I mean the context they don't give you is that it was the 90s and that you could throw money into freaking anything and this was the late 90s as well, by the way. You could throw money into anything in the late 90s and you're probably making money. Kind of like the AI boom of the last 3 years. The problem is this, right? Like I genuinely hear people think that the market can't correct at this point in time, you know, and that's a risk, right? Like in the late 90s, you could throw money in anything and make money. Like if you've tried to invest in the last 3 years, it's very, 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 very easy to make money. Very easy to make money investing. Any dip you can buy in the last 3 years, you're probably green right now. Very, very easy to make money in the last 3 years. And it's not always like that. Eventually the check comes. Eventually, things are going to come back down. Now, they might go up enough to where it doesn't freaking matter if they start dropping. But Yahoo and MySpace. Well, I definitely would have bought Yahoo. Early 2000s, I'd buy Google. Possibilities of a role reversal. I don't know, man. I don't think we have anything that's going to cause a reversal right now. Not unless, like, some, like, big political news or something like that shows up. I don't think we have the news to justify a big reversal right now. I mean, we could always reverse. Don't get me wrong. But right now, we don't really have any reason to reverse big at this point, you know. Yeah, Intel back up again on good news. So, Intel finally rebounding back up. It took a while, dude. Yeah, CPI coming in higher than expected, market goes up. PPI coming in higher than expected, market goes up. Weird. Very strange movement, but hey, it really goes to show nothing's, like, sensical sometimes. It's not that nothing's sensical, that sometimes the market moves nonsensically. Because remember, like, we guessed all of this exactly right. We really did. I mean, the only thing we got wrong was the month-over-month CPI, but we guessed CPI year-over-year exactly right. We guessed PPI month-over-month exactly right. And we got the directions right as well, which, again, haters are going to get mad because this proves that I know what I'm talking about. And so you're going to hear, I've noticed, you know, we get a very specific type of hater that shows up around 7 to 8 a.m. And there was a very specific type of person that would do this. Whoever it is, they don't really have good grammar. So whoever it is, they don't really know how to, like, write well. Yeah, I don't know who that could be. I know some people in Baton Rouge that I used to know that aren't the smartest people, and they probably might write like this person writes. Or maybe it's just some freaking crazy person who doesn't really have a life and just obsesses over different things and wants to feel powerful, so he acts like that. Who knows, man? Either way, you love to see it. We got it exactly right. Honestly, and I never used to think there was an edge in predicting CPI and PPI, but I guess there is. Like, I think the percentage that I've gotten them right kind of shows that over the last year. I've gotten most of the CPI reports correct. Which is strange. And the way I'm doing it is just based off of economic data. I'm basing it off of economic data. I throw a little bit more weight on as well, like what they want the numbers to be, and like what they want the numbers to be. But it's not a lot of weight. It's mostly based off of just what the economic data showed us. Yeah. Gold will go up. Yeah, I mean, gold's trying to make moves. But gold's pulling back now because of optimism, I guess. But gold has been going up because of inflation going up, you know. Gold's down on the day, but yesterday was green, it looks like. Most is an understatement. John went on a half-a-year green streak. Yeah, somehow. I don't know. On point predictions, too. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like, okay, last CPI report came in what it was. And what I told you guys would probably happen is that we might not see the signs of high CPI inflation and high PPI inflation until the next reading this month in February. And that's exactly what happened as well. We saw PPI spike this month in February. As I mentioned last month, whenever the data came in a little bit cooler than a lot of people thought. And so, yeah, I don't think that's really hard to predict, though. I think looking at, like, non-farm payrolls last month showing up at, you know, 250s. Versus 140 or 100, whatever the expectation was. And then thinking about there's a lag effect to that in terms of inflation and influence. I don't think that's hard to predict. I'm trying to, and again, I'm not bragging here. Maybe I am a little bit, but I'm trying to show you guys how I'm able to predict it. Like, this is how I'm able to predict it. Is I look at those things, and then the last thing that I put into it is balance. Like, okay, like was inflation data worse or better last time? What's a balance of that, you know, and I use balance as a context to it too. And when you add all that stuff together, at the very least, it becomes a little bit easier to gauge which direction we're going to be, whether higher or lower, positive or negative in terms of inflation data. That's how I gathered it. But yeah, I would love Aaron Rodgers to go to the Saints. Although I don't know how much longevity he has. But he's going to be better than what we got now. All right, I'm going to do a poll here, guys. Does retail sales show up higher or lower than expected? Vote on the poll. Let me know what you guys think. We also have news. Like I said, today we have this retail sales report. We have a couple other things coming out too, but yeah. Pattern slinging course gurus don't know ish. Yeah, I mean, some of them might know some stuff. I'm not. None of that matters. I'm just trying to teach people how to do it for free. So I got a check from the Treasury Department, guys. And this is my tax return. Again, it was $22.65. $22.65 is what I got from the Treasury. I've never felt more like Clark Griswold in my life. On Christmas vacation. I've never felt more like Clark Griswold ever in my life. And it literally says the audacity of this check. It says tax refund, $22.65. Never felt more like Clark ever. Yeah, I owed. It's alright. No, it's not. I wasn't expecting a big return. Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything big. It's all good. I'm just messing around. It's better than a jelly of the month gift certificate, you know. So I gotta be happy with that, I guess. Hey, good morning, Maria. Hey, thanks so much. Yeah, the English thing, I mean, I'm not really judging somebody if they're not good at English, you know. The only time I judge them is if they try to call me, like, dumb, you know. Like, if they're super loud and they're trying to call me dumb or something like that, but they don't know how to spell or they don't use proper English or they spell looser, Looser. At a certain point, that just becomes too easy to kind of be like, you know, the irony. But outside of that, I usually just let people, you know. Some people are probably genuinely smart. They just don't have good English. I expect lower retail sales data. Do you agree? I think lower makes sense, but I'm not really going to make a prediction on retail sales. I think retail sales is not easy like CPI to predict for some reason, for me at least, and I'm just not even going to make a prediction. Who's an old friend or somebody from back home? Stagflation. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if retail sales is going to be a big enough report, though. Free donuts. Yeah, maybe. We got 45 minutes, chat. 45 minutes. $22 giveaway. The troll? I don't know, man. He might be. I think it's probably just some weird obsessive person who doesn't get a lot of power in his own life. And so, you know, he acts that way as a means of trying to feel powerful because he feels powerless in his life. If I had to like guess the psychology of somebody who behaved that way, that's what it is. And I wish him the best. I think, we had somebody that used to be part of the channel. Not really part of the channel. I'm not even gonna say they were part of the channel. They were like a user that we would hang out with. Like they were like a regular. But they started to like go on randomly they went on a smear campaign, and it just seemed kind of strange. Like they would message Pawn and try to get Pawn to talk bad about me, but like Pawn wouldn't, and Pawn would just immediately send me the messages that they were sending him, and then then I'm like, okay, well, this person's just kind of crazy, and so I would just kind of ban them. And then they tried to come back like a month and a half ago and act like everything's fine, like, and I remember I brought attention to it. I was like, hey, this is that person. This is one of those weird people that just kind of obsess and harass, and I banned them. And now they're coming back acting like other people. It's just strange. Very strange things happen whenever you put yourself out there on the internet, and that's okay. Like, it's a net positive. Like, a beautiful community here. We got great people. We're one of the least toxic groups, I would say. And yeah, can't really knock anybody. Yeah, the politics streams would make it even worse, dude. They would make it even crazier. The semi-annual monetary policy report was chaos. Yeah, red news turned the market green, which is weird too. Yeah, people are strange. It's how it goes, Beginner, right? That's what I take it as that. Christopher says beginner trading stream is hard to quit even for trolls. 100%, dude. I honestly take it like that. If they hate me so much, why do they keep showing up? Yeah. Spy Max Payne 600. I don't know, man. Nasdaq at 530s, Nvidia all the way at 135s, Bitcoin pulling back a little bit. Honestly, we kind of have strength showing up in markets right now. Markets kind of moving higher, which is very odd, I think, right? Very strange. Markets moving up after a string of worse than expected inflation data. Market is approaching all-time highs, lifetime highs. And so, yeah, it's very strange. Very strange. But look, sometimes the market's nonsensical. I tell people this all the time. Market doesn't have to do anything. Nothing's definitive. Yeah, the Volt guys, they were chill. I mean, look, I get communities like that show up here sometimes. I think they realize very quickly, I'm not going to... No hug? Oh. All right, guys. Sorry, I forgot the rant I was about to go on prior to my daughter walking in and venting to me about stuff. Yeah, the market's moving in a nonsensical way. I know that. CPI coming in worse than expected, markets up. PPI coming in worse than expected, markets up. The question is, does retail sales data continue that trend? I really don't know. Yeah. I think I was responding to somebody's comment. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Honestly, I'm realizing that I overpay taxes. I'm really not happy about it. I'm in the process of doing a lot of different things, like restructuring my businesses, a couple of them for tax purposes. Everybody always told me to make it an S corporation. They're like, make it an S corporation, make it an S corporation. And I never really looked into it. But I should have done this a long time ago. And again, the reason, if you want to know some business stuff here, right? Like, just to show you the reason you get an S corporation. I'm going to throw some numbers out. I'm not even saying this is how much I make, because it's not. All right, but let's say I make $500,000 a year. Just throwing a number out there. This is not how much I make. I'm just throwing a number out here. Let's say you make $500K a year. You're going to have to pay whatever your bracket of taxes plus Social Security and Medicare taxes. No, plus the self-employment tax is what it is, which includes Social Security and Medicare. So to put it in perspective, the self-employment tax is 14% extra. And so let's say on this 500K you make, right, whatever your bracket is, you're probably going to owe, if you make 500K, you're probably going to owe about 100K, maybe more. Let's call it 150,000 in taxes, right, from your 500K. But not only are you going to have to pay this, you're going to have to pay 14% on top of it. So you're going to be paying closer to whatever you're paying here, which is like, we call it 20 plus 14%. Basically, half your money is going to taxes. And so 500K, if we look at what 14% is of 500K, by not opting for an S corporation, you got to pay an extra, $70,000 is what it is. I think that's right. Yeah, you got to pay an extra 70 grand in taxes by not opting for an S corporation. And what an S corporation allows you to do is pay yourself a reasonable salary for whatever your job is. For me, I'm streaming, for this business, I'm streaming on YouTube. And so a reasonable salary is probably anywhere between 50K to 100K a year, based off of what I'm doing. I pay myself a reasonable salary, and then that only equals about 400K left, which I can pay myself in distributions. If I made 500K a year, which I'm not saying I do. This is not what I make. But you can pay the rest in distributions and only have to pay the, and basically you avoid the entire Social Security. I mean, you still have to pay it, but not on the full amount. The rest you take in distributions. And this is illegal. I've been overpaying taxes for years. Because I haven't been using this specific strategy. It's a lot more work though, so you got to do payroll taxes. You got to, do all kind of stuff, man. Dasani water. We had inflation, so you would expect good sales. I mean, I don't know. Payroll numbers came in low last week, though. And so there's not always a week-to-week, economic report correlation with that type of stuff. That's what I was trying to say about CPI and PPI. Like, we had hot payrolls last month. We didn't see increased CPI and PPI until this month. And so just because we had a specific economic report like CPI and PPI showing up high, it doesn't mean we're going to have higher retail sales. I think that logic makes sense, but it's not always that easy. And again, I'm not even going to try to predict resale sales because the variance is way too high for it. Like, I can predict CPI and PPI correctly and get the correct direction usually because it's somewhat predictable. Retail sales data, it's too variance heavy. It's too broad. It could be anything. So I'm not even gonna try to do that. I do see Tesla moving up. Tesla up to 360s right now, guys. So Tesla moving up to 360s, 362s. Nvidia at 135.20s. The Q at 535.40s. Apple pulling back, red on the day, but still trying here. And we still got 30 plus minutes left. I know, but my kids, the problem, I know I could hire my kids and my wife. To be blunt though, none of them want to work, you know. My son might want to, but he's not old enough yet. My daughter doesn't want to work for me. I wouldn't want to work for her either. Like, she gets everything paid for regardless. I should tell her I'm going to withhold allowance and just pay her for the work she does. But, you know, you end up, I baby my kids too much. It's okay. Yeah, the CPI and PPI, I heard some, and again, I'm not, the people might hear me say this and think I'm rooting for the current administration. I'm not. I don't care. Okay, I'm just looking at things objectively. The CPI and PPI we got yesterday and the day before had nothing to do with the current administration, right? Like, this is data from the previous month before the current administration took effect, you know? And so, you know, like, seeing CPI and PPI spike and then blaming the current administration is just getting too wrapped up in political arguments, to be honest, because they don't have anything to do with each other here. Now, next CPI report, PPI report, sure, but this one, no. As well as, like, it's going to take a little bit of time to have some type of influence, right? Like, prices going up and down, you know, especially this last string, like, the current admin didn't have enough time to do anything really that would cause inflation to spike in that short period of time. And so the inflation that we got is from, you know, it's not from the current administration. And again, I'm going to say this again, it's not like I'm rooting for them. This is just objectively true. It's just objectively true. Nvidia right at the previous closing price, at 135.20s. What's up, Freddie? How you doing, man? Is retail sales? Bro, I've tried to hire people outside of pawn. It doesn't end up working that way. It just ends up like... I'm not trying to talk politics. I'm just saying CPI, PPI report, you know, I guess what I'm trying to tell people is to discourage them from making things too political in nature. You know, like, if you're out here blaming, you know, a politician for inflation, you know, that it just, yeah, like, let's not be so political and let's just look at the numbers objectively here. My headphones died, guys, by the way. Let me put on some new ones. I guess I could just leave it. Yeah, no, it's good. I think it's important to make your kids entrepreneurial if you can. Not even entrepreneurial, just work. Like, my dad never gave me money unless I did something. I had to do something. I had to cut grass or work on the house. Tesla at 360s. Palantir at 116s. AMD at 112s. Thoughts on the GameStop crypto news? I think it's good news for GameStop. GameStop's got a lot of options. They've pivoted to collectibles, which I think is the move. I think they should be pivoting to collectibles, and try to. They got to try to make up their. It's like Moneyball, but with GameStop. They got to try to make up their business losses that they're gonna lose in terms of digital downloads versus physical copies of video game stuff.
they got to make it up, just like Moneyball. You know, they got to make that stuff up. And so they're trying to make it up with collectibles. I don't know if that's going to work like that, but they're trying, and that's good. Now they're looking at crypto maybe being like a MicroStrategy-esque thing. I don't know if they're going to accomplish it, but I think it's good that they're at least looking at strategic options. I think that's important. At least they're looking at like options, and they need to be looking at options too, because again, in 5, 10, 20 years, nobody's going to be using video games like that, and they're already not. So does retail sales affect crypto? It could. We don't know for sure. It might, is what I'll say. Nobody really knows for sure. Hey, what's up, Taker? If you trade only platform, you make 200K profit for the year, and your expenses buying challenges like 70K. Plus you bought computers. When you fail tax, is that okay to report your losses? I mean, I don't know. So you spent 70, so you made 200,000. You lost 70K on expenses. I don't know. Ask your CPA. That's the only answer here. Not an investment professional. I'm not liable. If you lose, always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly. I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. Do not copy me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Sometimes I lose off stream and you're not going to see it. Understand CFTC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. Don't copy me. Not an investment professional. This is not investment advice. Thank you for the donation, Jeffrey. Thank you, sir. Reciprocal tariffs. Yeah. It's weird the market's reacting positively to the tariff news. I guess people's worries were eased a little bit because he basically said we're going to take a data-dependent approach as opposed to just slapping the tariffs on everybody, I think. Yeah, and you know, I hear a lot of people asking about like reciprocal tariffs. Reciprocal tariffs is exactly what the name suggests. You know, if one country puts tariffs on us, we're going to reciprocate those tariffs to them and put tariffs on them, you know. So if US does a 20% tariff on somebody, the people they do it on might do a 20% tariff back to us, and that would be called a reciprocal tariff. We're reciprocating the tariffs they put on us, or whomever put on whomever. Do you think gold will break 3K? I have no idea. In my vast economic knowledge, I have no freaking idea if it will. What's untrue? The reciprocal tariff things? Yeah, that's what I just said, Alan. He's saying we are going to tax them exactly what they tax us. Right. Reciprocally. That's exactly what I just said. I don't know if you're talking to me. It's hard to tell. And again, y'all are being a little too political, all of y'all in chat, but that's okay. Yeah, anything you can do, I can do better, basically, you know. Bounces off of me and back to you. You know, that's basically their strategy. All right, guys. Gold's fallen down. It's at 29.50s. Stocks are up because there are too many people in short positions. How's the music? Can y'all hear the music well? I'm trying a no headphones approach to music. Oh, that tariffs will hurt us? Yeah, I mean, it's nuanced. It depends. That is something where generally countries imposing tariffs on us, meaning they make US goods more expensive to buy, that's generally bad, but there's a lot of strategy and play that goes into it. And so, you know, yeah. They can be good, but it depends, and it depends on the time frame you're looking at. Like long term, they can have positive effects. Short term, they can cause volatile. You know, they can cause volatility, is what it is. So yeah, I mean, long term, it can help rebuild U.S. manufacturing is the goal. Short term, it's going to cause volatility, and that's pretty normal. Yeah, I mean, this is a trade war, tariffs, levies. They've been around for so long. Music is good. All right, cool. All right, guys, we got 20 plus minutes left until retail sales data goes live. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Sam. My dad came in town, bro. My dad comes in town, brings his little dog, Sailor, puppy. Really sweet dog. But he brings this dog. We baby dogs over at my house, so we're giving him jerky and treats and all kind of dog treats. We're rewarded by this dog having terrible diarrhea all over our upstairs guest room carpet. Like, it got freaking everywhere. Like, it was like a horror movie scene up there with poop. Like, it was terrible. You know, my dad didn't even clean it up. Didn't even, like, just kind of left it there. You know, I had to go up there and shampoo the carpet. He just left it, you know. I told him a couple times, like, thanks for helping me clean it up, Dad. You know, your dog, not mine. Freaking mess, dude. I still got PTSD from it. Will the market break all-time highs in the next month? Is the question. Will the market break all-time highs in the next month? Is the question. Tesla's starting to move up. It's at 263s. Nvidia's still green on the day now. So Nvidia's still technically green. Look at this. Apple red. NASDAQ is basically completely flat. Here's the previous closing price on the NQ. And this is where we're at now. So we're basically flat on the NQ. We're slightly red, slightly red. Gold is down. Tesla up. A lot of other tech stocks are mixed. I don't know. All-time highs on the SPY. Let's take a look. NASDAQ all-time highs are right here at 539s. We are currently at 535s. SPY all-time highs 611, 15s. Yeah, we're basically right at all-time highs on the SPY. We don't technically break it though until a daily chart hits, but SPY at all-time highs. I don't know if I'm bearish or bullish today. I really don't. All right, guys, retail sales data going live soon. All right, guys. So will the market continue up today on the retail sales data news? I don't know. Yeah, y'all hit the like button. I have two screens. I don't know if I'm bearish or bullish. Again, we got 20 minutes left, chat, until retail sales data comes out. 20 minutes. I got some good results trading in pre-market yesterday. I'm going to put some levels on my chart, start drawing some stuff here. I'm pretty optimistic about my trading. Yesterday we killed it though. We made tons of money yesterday, which is great. We made money on both accounts. Again, we are now green in 2 out of the 3 accounts we have. Then we've been kind of green, but look at yesterday's string of trades. You can kind of see how I did this too. Look at this. So these are all my trades yesterday. Look at this. So we started small. Micro contracts, $6, $8, $6, $11, $20, $10, $10, $11, $30, $11.50, $11.50, $12. You can see after we build up a profit cushion of this, we scaled up to regular mini contracts in the NASDAQ because we had a cushion of like 100 and something bucks with micros. Once we did that, you can kind of see we scaled up here, and this is where we started trading with regular contracts. So what we did was we built up a cushion first, and then once we had a really nice cushion and we were green on the day, we bumped up our size. And so we ended up making 10, 50, about a 120, 170, 260, lost 30, 230, 330, $400 roughly yesterday in this account. I'll take it. Green is good. And so again, I think that's a really good strategy most people should be trying to use is build up a cushion first. Build up a cushion first. I'm gonna have to start drawing some levels on these newly printed areas here. Let's do it. All right, so we definitely got a level here for sure. Let's see what else we got. Definitely one there too. Just an isolated level, so we're gonna put something up here right there. I'm gonna put something there. Let's keep going down here. I'm gonna have to put a 5-minute chart up too now. 5 minutes. We definitely got this isolated level like right here. I think we could probably draw like that level too. All right, I think that's good for now. We're just gonna look at these levels for now. Got some range. We got the 200 exponential here. Now for short-term spots, I think we got to look at like this here. All right, I think that's pretty good. Now, I don't want anybody to copy me. Certainly not an investment professional. And we got retail sales data in 14 minutes. We'll see, Mel. Maybe that's possible. Yeah, the market is closed Monday, so it's a long weekend, isn't it? Let me ask. President's Day, New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, as well as bond markets. So yeah, long weekend. Thursday markets closed, or Monday next week markets closed, long weekend. I'm excited about it. I'll take the day off. So 63% think retail sales shows up higher than expected. 37% think lower here for retail sales. That's President's Day. All right, guys, we still got about 13 minutes left. Let's see what the retail sales data shows. All right, so we're still pushing up. We got 22-1 level here. We also got 22 even somewhere down here, but still a ways to go. We got some levels to guide us on the chart. I'm going to try not to take some trades too early. What does it mean if data's higher or lower? Well, it just means economic growth. Higher retail sales, more economic growth. Lower retail sales, less economic growth is essentially what it means. Now, the market might fear economic growth because of inflation showing up hot. But yeah. We'll wait and see. We're going to try not to take too many trades based off of it. We got about 1,000 here already. So yeah, the market's closed Monday next week. Tuesday is kind of boring, but Wednesday we've got the FOMC minutes report. We'll see if the mortgage rates start to go down. Where's yields at is what I want to know. Where's bond yields right now? Wait, why aren't bond yields showing up in the chart here? This is strange. Okay, there it is. Weird. All right, so bond yields currently at 4.5%. They actually went down a little bit, which is interesting because like the inflation data made it seem like bond yields the inflation data made it seem like bond yields would be up because higher inflation signals need for a more hawkish Fed, and yields and interest rates follow each other. But bond yields are down yesterday after higher than expected PPI, which is a weird reaction. Weird reaction. They're just now opening up for the day here. You can kind of see them move a little bit here, but yeah, strange. 9 minutes left. I don't know. I know the NASDAQ's closed. I don't know about futures in general Monday. Yeah, sometimes the market moves nonsensically. This is why I always try to tell people, like, look, dude, no matter what, you don't know what the market's going to do. You really don't. Like, you don't know if the market's going to go up, down, or sideways, regardless of whether we even... this is mostly relevant for earnings, but it happens everywhere. Like, people always take earnings, and a company has good EPS, good revenue, and maybe they have, like, a big options contract they're basing their stuff around. And the market just ends up go in completely the opposite way in a nonsensical manner, and then they just scream manipulation, right? Where it doesn't necessarily mean manipulation, it just means variance. And I think that's something that we're seeing even here with inflation data coming in hot and then the market going up on it. The move yesterday defied logic. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if your account's in profit, they'll keep it, Chris, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure. I would check with them. I'm pretty sure if the account's in profit, they'll let you keep it there, though. Yeah, so futures are going to be trading a half day on Monday. So WeRide is up after disclosing a NVIDIA position, symbol RWD, over 100% pre-market after they disclosed NVIDIA position. 1.74 million shares worth about $25 million. Yeah, here we go. All right, guys, we're at 22,000. I suppose I could have looked up. I think it'll reset if you're down, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd reach out to them, to be honest. NVIDIA and Tesla look like they want to push. Yeah, NVIDIA's up. Again, bond yields still down on yesterday, which a lot of people are going to celebrate with. NVIDIA up to 135s. Again, retail sales data expected at minus 0.2% is what I'm showing here. Minus 0.2%. Again, I don't know what we're going to get, but they're expected at minus 0.2% today. I'm not even going to try to guess this one. We also have import-export prices dropping. Core retail sales expected at a gain of 0.3%, 0.3%, and minus 0.2% for base retail sales month over month's reading. We also have industrial production, capacity utilization, and more dropping today, but these aren't really huge releases. We're running into some resistance at the 200 exponential right here. You can kind of see it. It doesn't mean we're not going to push over it and run, but you know, we're kind of stagnating around the 200 exponential on the NASDAQ here. We got 4 minutes left, chat. It can move markets. I'm not saying it will. Yeah, we're going to say if the market's up or down for sure. We're going to gauge the original reaction. All right, market's struggling to break here. All right, guys, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Bro, it says connected, but then when it tries to connect, it's not. Palantir, guys, flying up right now. Look at Palantir, PLTR. Palantir up to 117. Still red on the day though, but still moving nonetheless. Look, it's right here. Look at Palantir rip up. Okay. I don't know why this thing is not connecting. Yeah, I don't know why my sound is... Okay. Connected, no connection. Okay. There we go. Alright, cool. Alright, now I can actually hear. Alright, guys, so yeah, we're at 22,008.5s. 22,008.5s. Do we want to have better? No, I think the market fears inflation still, regardless of what the market's reaction to CPI and PPI inflation data was yesterday and the day before. And so with that said, economic data drops in 2 minutes exactly. We don't know what the market wants. We don't know if the market's going to go up, down, or sideways. We just got to wait and see. It means the rate of, a negative number just means that the retail sales month over month percentage is down slightly month to month. So basically spending is down 0.2% if we come in as expected month to month. So this is spending, guys, right? So this is another kind of relevant inflationary metric, or inflation metric, I should say. And so, yeah, it's important. It's important. All right, guys, 1 minute. 1 minute left. What did Coinbase do from earnings? I forgot to look at this. 291s. You know who messaged me trying to sponsor me? Crypto.com. I should take it, honestly, but I don't really want another sponsor. All right, and 40 seconds left, guys. Look at this dip right now. 40 seconds left. 30 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button, guys. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream here. Here goes the economic reports. Big major economic report, guys. Retail sales data coming live soon. Be ready. We got 20 seconds left. This timer's a little bit early. Don't worry. Data's not out yet. Timer's a little early. Again, retail sales expected at minus 0.2%. 10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here's the release right now. Retail sales minus 0.9%, minus 0.9% month over month retail sales, way weaker than expected retail sales data, minus 0.9%. Core retail sales came in at a negative versus a positive 0.3% expectation. Core retail sales came in at minus 0.4%. This shows weakness in spending, weaker than expected spending numbers. This should be good for inflation in all honesty. And so to me, this looks bullish in all honesty. This looks bullish for inflation data, especially after we've seen it. But so we'll see if the market goes up, but to me, this looks bullish. Again, 0.9% versus minus 0.2% expected, negative 0.9% that is versus negative 0.2% expected. Weaker than expected retail sales data. Again, minus 0.9% versus minus 0.1%, minus 0.2% expected. We'll put this data up on screen. Weak payrolls, chat. Weak payrolls here. We'll put this up on screen. I'm surprised the market's not up. But who knows how the market's going to move. Again, export price index came in at 1.3 versus 0.3%. Means we're price changes in export goods increased 1.3% on the tariffs. All right, let me see if we got import-export data. I'm not going to be shocked if the market pushes up on this because this seems bullish for inflation data. Again, 0.9% versus 0.1% expected here. You can kind of see it on screen. Look at this rip. Again, I'm not going to say I told you guys so. Predictable is all I'm saying, guys. This is some of the most profitable trades that I get in are trades where the first reaction is nonsensical If I think the market's going to go up and it drops big, I buy that dip and ride it up. I do this with earnings a lot too, but it's a little bit more difficult to gauge. But yeah, much higher than expected reactions here, much weaker than expected retail sales data. Look at this rip. Not a shock why the market's moving up, guys. Not a shock. Look at this. Yeah, I mean, people acting like retail sales aren't going to move the market. Retail sales is literally spending data, guys. It's literally spending data. It's how much we're spending, okay? Directly correlated with inflation is spending, right? Now, who knows what we do here? This looks like a weak pullback, to be honest, but again, the data seemed good to me. Seemed decent to me. Like, good data. Core retail sales were much more negative than expected. Regular retail sales much more negative than expected here. So it seems good to me, to be honest, because the market fears inflation. Yeah, the 10-year yield is dropping. Yeah, I mean, it's weak economic data. The 10-year yield's going to drop because it means that the Fed has to be less hawkish. If the economy's weak, they can be more dovish and lower interest rates, and interest rates and yields follow each other. So it's going to be dropping on this data. Just so y'all understand it, guys. And again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. We made $500 roughly yesterday on Top Step. You can kind of see all my trades here. Don't worry about this little $30 loss. The rest were winning trades out of this 20. No PDT roll in futures. I can day trade the S&P in futures, the NASDAQ in futures, basically the SPY and Q price action, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Most pro day traders should be trading futures. Most pro day traders do trade futures. Even if you trade Forex, you probably should be trading futures. No PDT roll, less red tape. These funded account programs are allowed. They give you a 50K demo on Top Step. If you can make 3K in profit on that demo account without losing 2K first, a 3-to-2 reasonable ratio, they fund you 50K with a 90% split. They paid out almost $200 million since 2020. They fund thousands of traders. They pay out millions in actual withdrawals. It's the best of both worlds. It's limited risk. If you lose, the base one's $49. Compare that to what most day traders end up losing when they first get started, which is thousands. It makes sense. Your risk is $50 basically. If you pass it, you get a 50K funded account, 90% split. That's similar to funding your own account. And if you do sign up through my link, you can use Top Step X and get zero commission. And so I can take these little $11.50, $9.50, $10, $17 trades with micros, scale in and out with micros, still make net profit. And then once I build up a cushion with small size, then increase size. Big edge doing that, in my opinion, but most day traders lose. Understand CFTC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, guys. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. Always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly, guys. I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. Do not copy me. I can't guarantee anything. This is not financial advice. And yeah, understand all that stuff. But if you want to check it out, here's the link in the chat. Yeah, this is way worse than expected retail sales data, way slower than expected spending here. So spending data came in much worse than expected, guys. All right. Yeah, it just means spending decreased. Why is this bullish? I mean, this is bullish because what does the market fear? Market fears inflation. What means we might potentially get less inflation, less spending? Hey, dude. I love you, buddy. Have a good day. Hey. Hey, buddy. All right, guys, retail sales data out. Less spending means less inflation to an extent, yes. All right, sorry, guys. Had to tell Carol Happy Valentine's Day since she's up right now. Here, I can. Here, I Okay. All right, we'll go. All right, love you. All right, guys. All right, so market is up originally, but now pulling back some here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, no, I was talking about wife and kids. Potentially max. All right, so now we're coming all the way back down here. And again, this is why, like, we were correct about the rebound bounce, but anything moving forward, I have no freaking idea what this is going to do. I should have bought it. I've been following my rules and not trading in pre-market because, again, down here, I was like, hey, I think this is going to go higher, and we had a nice rip. But again, I'd be breaking my rules to buy it now, so I'm just going to wait. Yeah, on Top Step X, there's no commissions. There's tiny amounts of fees per contract, but no commissions, meaning no percentage-based, like, fees. All right, so now we're completely flat from this report. Completely flat. Let's see what the market moves forward now. A lot of stuff's dipping down here. And again, stick around. We are going to trade live at the opening bell every single day right here. So stick around. We're going to trade on Top Step. Top Step's very similar to day trading stocks. Very, very similar to day trading stocks. And so, yeah, we'll see what we get. But we had a great day yesterday. We'll see if we can keep that streak going here. I can't wrap my brain around how less spending means inflation goes down. It's not even, I mean, so listen, it's, okay. Let's go deep into, if you guys don't understand what any of this means and you don't really understand like rates or spending or inflation and all that stuff, and again, there might be another correlation. And so I'm not even saying this is correct. But generally what happens is that when the market like severely fears inflation, if inflation has been a fear and a problem and the market fears it, the market will go to what's called good is bad, bad is good reactions, right? This happened a lot after 2020 when inflation spiked up to 8-9% for CPI. We go to like backwards land in terms of reactions to economic data. What does that mean, backwards land? It means what would conventionally be a positive reaction for economic growth. Like say payrolls come in really high, say GDP comes in really strong, say unemployment comes in really low, say jobless claims come in low, say retail sales data comes in low. Those things might make the market react opposite to convention. Generally, the market wants economic growth. But in periods where the market fears inflation, the market reacts in an opposite way. And so an example of this is a JOLTS report coming in signaling much stronger jobs than expected for JOLTS and the market going down on that report. Or retail sales data like this coming in much more negative than expected and the market going up on this report. This is because the market fears inflation. And it makes sense why, because the market wants rate cuts right now. The market really wants rate cuts. And what contributes to a higher chance of rate cuts? Economic weakness, right? The Federal Reserve controls interest rates. And if the interest rates, if they want to stimulate the economy because of economic weakness, think like 2020, they will bring rates down. In 2020, they brought rates down to almost zero. They also did quantitative easing, which is money printing, injecting liquidity into the bonds market. And these all help keep interest rates low. The consequence of low interest rates and the increased spending that we get, because when people have cheaper access to leverage and money and loans, they tend to spend more. In that regard, businesses raise prices to compensate for it. There's a very obvious correlation And the consequence is inflation, right? And so if inflation starts to spike from all the economic stimulus of low interest rates, quantitative easing, and stuff like that by the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve will then play the other side and be what's called hawkish, which means they want high interest rates, because when they raise the federal funds rate, everybody has less cheap access to money and consequently spends less. Spending less ultimately drives inflation down in a way. And so it depends on what the market fears. If the market fears inflation, they're going to want less spending, weaker economic data, because that signals less spending and ultimately potentially less inflation problems. If the market fears economic weakness, like recessions and depressions, they're going to want more spending, because more spending means less economic weakness. They're going to want more people working, lower unemployment, because all of those things signal more spending, more working, and ultimately a stronger economy, better GDP data. And so that's kind of what it all does. And again, it's not always like this, and sometimes the reactions can be a little bit more arguable, but this is what it all means, and this is why it's important to like understand like the Federal Reserve and what they do with rates. Yeah. Yeah, no, listen, less spending could also certainly be from inflation, because as prices rise, people spend less. 100% agree. And that's why people always say high inflation can lead to recessions and depressions as well. And so it depends on the time frame you look at. But that's certainly true. Certainly true. You know, and again, if we look at the rate decisions now by the Fed, if we look at like the CME Watch group here, this is the next rate decision. It's going to be in March. Still expected 97.5 to 2.5. So 2.5 to 98 to 2. 98 to 2% chance of a pause. So this is the Federal Reserve rate decisions. And again, depending on if they have weak economic data, strong economic data, that's going to influence what they do. They're expected to pause rates, which is a more hawkish stance. If they were going to cut rates, this is bringing interest rates down right here. There's only a 2.5% chance of a rate cut. There's a 98% chance, 97.5% chance of a pause by the Fed, which basically means the Federal Reserve is not going to influence rates at all. They're not going to move rates at all. They're going to keep rates steady where they are, which is currently about 425 to 450 basis points, which is move decimal places two over and you'll get the actual percentage. This is 4.25 and 4.5% interest rates. And this is short-term federal funds rate, but eventually it trickles into long-term rates. Like it directly influences home equity lines of credit, adjustable rate loans and mortgages, stuff like that. Because these are the rates that are being adjusted in adjustable rate mortgages. But eventually it trickles into everything else. And again, you can look at, remember the market wants rate cuts. You can look at bond yields as a tell of this as well. I don't know why my toss is acting strange like this today. But yeah, you can look at bond yields, and bond yields are going down because yields and interest rates follow each other, or parallel. They move parallel with each other. And so something that means a weaker economy means a higher likelihood of interest rates going down. And that is why the market is reacting positively to this report, if that makes sense, right? The market wants rate cuts. They want lower interest rates. And so weaker economic data signals lower interest rates in that regard, because if the economy is weak enough, the Fed will continue to cut rates more aggressively than they have been, and consequently rates will go down from it. Yeah, I try to look at the chart. Look at this resistance level. So we ripped over it, we pulled back to it, and we bounced directly off of this 22.1 level. Nice little confirmation in my spot here. I also think we got to draw a line right here too, though. Yeah, look at that. So I think that makes sense. We'll watch yields to see what they do for the rest of the day, though. All right, we're gonna end this poll. Does the Fed cut rates this in the next 4 months? What do you guys think? Does the Fed cut rates in the next 4 months? What do you guys think? Let me know. All right, we got our AI article here. All right, so market's still testing this level. Look at this. We drew this level. We're still testing it. All right, so guys, the U.S. Commerce Department reported retail sales fell by 0.9% in January, marking the largest drop in nearly 2 years. It's attributed to severe winter weather, typical post-holiday decrease in consumer spending. Auto dealers, furniture stores, online retailers experienced significant downturn following the stock futures. Wait, it says following the recent retail sales, U.S. stock futures edged lower. No, they didn't. They're up relative to where the retail sales data came out. You are wrong. But that's okay. Again, we're going to post this to our X page like we always do. If you want to give me a follow on X, we've been building our X page up a little bit, posting daily news releases. It's kind of fun to build this up. If you want to check it out, here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. All right, guys. Again, if you want to give me a follow on X, we post a live news breakdown of everything going on in finance every single morning, sometimes multiple times a morning. If you want to check it out, I'll put this link up. Here's the link to it. Again, follow me on X, completely free, doesn't cost anything. There's the link right there if you want to check it out. So we're pretty 50-50 split on whether we cut rates. Look at this resistance level holding. So we're pretty 50-50 split. 49% think yes, 51% think no. Consolidation here. We're also going to be on Top Step X, or we're also going to be on Top Step TV this morning. So we are going to be on Top Step TV this morning. Nvidia rip it up too. We're kind of stagnating though here, guys. So we reacted positively to the retail sales data, kind of stagnating here some. Again, stick around. We are going to be day trading live. Let's do it. We also have a couple more things dropping this morning. So we have capacity utilization at 9:15, industrial production numbers at 9:15, and we'll cover that too. I might trade a little bit here. Let's see. Hold on. gonna short one. And maybe add a little bit to it. We got like a triple top up here. So we'll see if we can get into a good trade and then add to it. All right, so we're green. Two contracts here. You can see how similar this is to day trading stocks too. And again, we also have capacity utilization and industrial production numbers coming out live. Hey, what's up, Justin? I don't know much about them. TTD? I really don't know much about them as a company. I really don't. I'm not sure. I might add a little bit to this because we have such an obvious risk level. 3 contracts now, micro contracts. I gotta turn the heater off in here, bro. It is hot. All right, that's better. Monday market is closed. See, a market's closed Monday. I know I just got slapped. Yep. Yeah, maybe Sam. I don't know. I'm looking for a small pullback to 22.1 is all I'm looking for. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the market's building up momentum. Either way is possible for sure. We got a tight risk, and so I'm just taking advantage of the good risk level here. It's small. And we're gonna see if we can pull back to this level. There we go. Give me a little bit more. I don't know if I like this retracement now. Yeah, I didn't like that retracement at all, so we cut a piece of it. We'll give it a second though. It's small. Yeah. I'm gonna let it test this risk level, but it's a small trade. And again, we're up about 500 over the last few days. So I'm gonna let it test this level though. I don't wanna cut it too early and have it reject off of the level and go back down and be frustrated. So we got a nice cushion over the last few days. Bond yield still trying. Yeah, John's trading pre-market. I probably shouldn't be. I do so well after the open. I don't want to like. I don't want to get caught doing something I shouldn't be. Boo. Definitely stopped out now. Probably maybe should have stopped it earlier. I like the level and I thought we stagnated some, but the market's still pushing up. All good. That's how it goes, I guess. I deserve it, guys. I deserve it. Markets are due for a correction. I kind of agree, but you know, it doesn't mean market has to go down. Like, I think me and a lot of people think we're going to correct sometime in the next few years, but the market could also just straight up run the entire time leading into the correction. And in fact, I think that would be more historically accurate as well, that the market runs big and then finally corrects to the downside after big upward movement. The question is, how much does it correct? Is it a small 10% normal correction like we get generally once a year, or is it a larger, more profound correction? Who freaking knows? Hey, shout out to all the people that gave me a follow. Blessed, Naz, Alu, Yash, Spider-Man, I appreciate the follows, guys. Thanks so much. All right, so this could be a liquidity grab is what it kind of looks like. I don't want to trade against the trend, though, is what it is. Like, I really don't want to trade against the trend and get stuck doing that. John is the GOAT, at least top 3. Honestly, I told you guys, y'all are never going to hear the end of it. Look, there's my level. So it did go to my level. This is just a illiquidity grab. Look at this. There's the level. My levels work really well. And you can kind of see, like, even if I use my levels, sometimes I'm going to be wrong. But the levels freaking work, man. Like, that's the biggest edge that I can find is this. Like, and it's so easy to build levels like this. It's so easy. Like, they say technical analysis doesn't work and it's all nonsense. How do I draw a line? Literally exactly where it bounces. Literally to a T where it bounces, right? And have it not work. It doesn't make sense. Of course it works. You just got to get in good scenarios. Get yourself in good positions. Look at that bounce. Literally tapped it. And drawing levels like this, guys, again, incredibly easy. Incredibly easy. We did a whole video about it. We got a video going live about how we built levels, to be honest. All right, so again, I think I'm gonna go ahead and trade a combine for you guys this morning. I haven't done one of these in a while. It'll give me my fix in, I should say. No, my levels are gone here. I gotta pull 2 charts up. Put 1 micro, delink this, put 1 micro. All right, so first level I got here is at 22,109, right here is the first one. Okay, good. Next one is 22,1 evens right here. Got it. Next one is at 125s up there, right around here. Cool. Okay, got that one. Next one is at 145s. Cool, got that one. Next one is at 159s. Here. All right, cool. I got one at 56. And then I got one at 74 here. And then I got one at 41, and that's it. There we go. All right, we are done. Definitely Stokes. Does that level work for other? All right, so we're gonna pull back to that 21-1 level here. Again, guys, we got industrial production and capacity utilization numbers. All right, so the goal here is to build up a cushion and then figure out what we want to do moving forward afterwards. Yeah, why is your name that, A? Why is your name that? Market has too much momentum to correct. Yeah. Let's see if we can tap this level here. So we went up to this resistance level, the 109 level that we have. I'm gonna short. Then we're gonna add and see if we retrace back down to. All right, so we tapped my 109 level, but I'm trading kind of against the trend. We added to it. I gotta cut this quick if it's wrong, though. Yeah, we gotta cut it quick. All right, so kind of flat here still. We got this isolated level up here. I'm gonna draw something right here. That's some strength coming through. I guess the market really does. I got to trade with the trend. I mean, we do crypto. It's just not very common. Hey, have fun at your Valentine's Day party, V. Yeah, I got to trade with the trend is my mistake. My levels are good. I'm just not trading with the trend. I got to wait. I like this level now, though. 21.11 or 22 ones. And this level confirmed as well. I guess I could buy up this little pullback here and see if we add to a dip. See if we can move back up to retest. There we go. Okay. A little bit too middle range for me, but that's all right. All right. Made most of the money back. Cool. Yeah, I just got to trade with the trend here. Okay, gotcha, Max. Yeah, no, I figured that. I knew a couple of them. I knew somebody else named that. It's all good. We get retail sales data. Again, we got industrial production numbers dropping in 10 minutes. Look at my level, though, guys. And again, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but we had this level drawn on the chart well before any of this. And it's not really like an obvious level here. Like, none of this price action makes this level here at 22.1 look obvious, right? But we're looking at, again, I'll give you guys a quick little breakdown in how I find these levels, because you can kind of clearly see these levels have some influence. I can't guarantee anything, but the way I look at it is usually I look at a 5-minute chart, sometimes a 15-minute chart, and I just want 3 confirmations. If I can get 3 confirmations both on the upside, meaning support side, and resistance side. So if it respects the level as both support and resistance and has more than 3 confirmations on a chart, and really it's more than 3. If it can have like 4 or 5, that's the levels I really like, and those are the levels that I document on the charts. Another factor that plays into this is isolation, right? So what I mean by isolation is how clear the level is. So prior to this move here, this level was isolated. You see me draw this line right here. This level's high up there. It's kind of by itself up there, but it's obvious and it's clear. It's an isolated level. This is also an isolated level up here. Prior to any of this movement, this was an isolated level where very clear, everybody sees that one specific level poking out, very sharp level. That makes it more relevant, and the reason it makes it more relevant to me is because it's more obvious for traders. More traders can see it. It sticks out more, which makes it a little bit more relevant when documenting technicals and support and resistance. And so, yeah, we do a mix of that, and if we find good levels on the chart, we leave them there until they prove they don't work. And so, yeah, we have a good video on how to do this, guys. If you want to check out the video, I'll put the video up right here in chat. Great video detailing how we do this, how we find levels, specifically on Top Step X. And hey, guys, I really appreciate it. You guys helped me hit 156,000 subscribers. We're growing by thousands of subs a month. Have almost 500,000 views in a month. So, hey, thank you so much, chat. We appreciate it. Again, if you want to check out my levels video, here it is.
Honestly, I think it's a great video, to be honest. Here's the link. Yeah, order flow gives you a lot of stuff, for sure. Making more money on YouTube than in trading? Oh, I absolutely do, you know. You can't really knock me. I mean, I'll put it this way. Everybody on YouTube that's trading right now, for the most part, makes more money on YouTube than they do from trading. Literally everybody. I don't care who it is, what course they sell, how great they say they are. They're all making way more money from YouTube. That's not really a complaint either. I mean, listen, if I ran a mechanics forum, if I was a mechanic and I worked as a mechanic and I created a forum about mechanics, and everybody started to join that forum, and that forum grew to hundreds of thousands of hits a month, pretty soon I'm gonna make way more money running that forum than I do as a mechanic. And now you could cry about it, but like that's a pretty reasonable expectation. I think I'm providing value too. Like we're an economic data channel here, and so, you know, getting mad at me because I don't day trade when really you're kind of missing the whole point of the channel in the first place. Getting mad at me because I don't make millions of dollars day trading. I'm just probably one of the only people that's actually honest about it, to be honest. Most of the other guys are not really making that either. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that easy to cut rates, Yusuf. I think if it was easy to cut rates, we'd have it, but I think cutting rates is going to make inflation worse. Yeah, usually the people complaining are just mad. That's okay, you know. People who are struggling lash out. That's all right. That's normal, you know. They'll be okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, you know, in the realm of trading in the stock market, you know, I would say I'm definitely like the greatest YouTube channel of all time ever in the world. You know, I'm also like the top 2, at least, most humble YouTube channel in the world. Definitely top 2. I think I've like leveled up from top 3. You know, when I think about things, I just think about how handsome, attractive, devastatingly handsome, some would say, and just amazing at YouTube I am. And, you know, listen, the humility just kind of comes out when you're like that. When you think like that, humility just kind of comes out. And, you know, it's hard not to be humble when you look this good out here on YouTube, you know. And so, love to you all, guys. Love to you all, you know. Retail sales numbers were much weaker than expected, guys. Much weaker than expected. Look at the bounce. We're getting the bounce of 22 ones. We'll see if it holds. Hey, thank you, more. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. When you get trolls, you just gotta lean into it sometimes, guys. That's all you can do. All right, guys, we're at 22 ones. We're still in this range, though. Honestly, we're kind of sideways right now. We got, in 3 minutes, we got industrial production numbers coming out, chat. In 3 minutes, we got industrial production numbers. Can you make the NASDAQ chart bigger? I mean, we're trading on it, so... I mean, I think it's big enough, right? It's taking up probably a third of the screen. All right, guys, industrial production numbers dropping in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Oh, the NQ was off the screen. Here, I can try to fix it. There you go. I mean, it's the yields, this bond yields right now.
We'll move it up a little bit, see if that helps. I like gi more right now, but I'm better at no gi. I like learning gi more, but I'm better at no gi. Definitely top 3 for sure. Definitely top 3. All right, guys, 2 minutes. 2 minutes again. Industrial production numbers expected at 0.3% month to month, 0.3% month to month. We also have capacity utilization rate for January expected at 77.7, but industrial production numbers expected at 0.3% month to month. They release in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'm waiting for a pullback personally, but that's just me. I don't know what the market's gonna do. This man took the comment sideways. I'm not really sideways. I'm just kind of explaining, you know, why it's not reasonable to get mad if I make more from YouTube. That's not a, you know, nobody's mad. I'm just kind of joking around. What's up, William? Enjoying your content from Canada. Hey, what's up, my Canadian brother? What's up, William? Welcome, man. Appreciate it. The economy is really struggling all around. Yeah, I mean, inflation is a fear. I wouldn't say the economy is really struggling. GDP's well over 2%. Unemployment's still objectively low, I would say. Payroll numbers aren't super weak either. Retail sales data was definitely weak, but I would argue the market kind of wants a weaker economy right now to justify more rate cuts. And so, you know, yeah, I would argue the market kind of wants lower rates, and so they want weaker economic data to justify it. But who knows? It doesn't matter. Nobody freaking knows what the market's going to react with on any type of report. All right, guys, here we go. We got 20 seconds left. 20 seconds. All right, here we go. Here's the industrial production numbers. They are out already, so they just showed up. They haven't showed up yet. Waiting for the industrial production numbers, guys. They're supposed to drop right now. Nothing yet. Again, they're expected at 0.3%. There we go. They showed up at 0.5%. 0.5% for industrial production numbers versus 0.3% expected. So a little bit higher than expected industrial production numbers. Capacity utilization showed up higher than expected as well, which is the percentage of production capacity being utilized. But again, higher than expected industrial production numbers, 0.5 versus 0.3%. We'll put this number out in chat. Not a huge release, but still relevant considering retail sales backdrop of everything. Again, 0.5% versus 0.3% expected. I need some help this week, guys. I don't know what happened, but it's the worst week I've had in about a year. I'll just slow down your trading then, dude. Trade small is what I would do. There's the industrial production numbers. Market's still flat, chopping off of that 22.1 level we drew. Structure broke a run. Yeah. Again, I don't even know what advice is. I'm definitely not giving advice. I have no freaking idea what the market's gonna do. That's why somebody's like, "Oh, I've never seen somebody so full of yourself." It's like, dude, like half the time I'm being sarcastic. The other half I'm telling people I have absolutely no freaking idea what I'm talking about. So if that's full of myself, you know, I think people are just mad, you know, and let it out. You know, it's okay. So yeah, again, the big news today, retail sales data showed up at 0.9% negative versus what did they expect? 0.3% negative, 0.2%. So
Severe winter weather, they say, is causing this. Holiday decrease in consumer spending. Auto dealers, furniture stores, and online retailers seeing downturns in retail sales. Stocks edged slightly higher following this report, but we haven't really gone much. Airbnb dropped today. Bond yields are now down, which means that interest rates might be lower. I don't think they're going to be lower, but there's a higher chance of them being lower. Russian government oil producers will discuss next week full gasoline export ban starting on March 1st, according to Reuters. I wonder how oil's reacting. Chased my losses foolishly and got burned again. Yeah, it's all good. It happens to all of us, dude, no matter what. Gold? Where's gold at? How did gold react to all this stuff, too? I'm assuming gold negative reacting to it. Huh. So yeah, gold is down on the retail sales data. Market will make a new high this month. If it doesn't ban me, remember in February. Dark Minds. So Dark Minds, I'm gonna mess with you a little bit here. You saying that is the equivalent of me saying, hey guys, I think retail sales for January are going to show up at minus 0.9%, guys. I'm going to put that out there. Remember, my name is Beginner Trading, minus 0.9%. I think retail sales data is going to show up at minus 0.9% for January, guys. You know, I'm going to put this out there. You know, the reason I'm messing with you is because the market already broke all-time highs, and we're literally sitting at all-time highs right now. And so, yeah, you say the market's going to break all-time highs. Of course it is. It's already there. That's not a shocking thesis. No offense. It's all love. I'm just messing with you. I got to mess with you a little bit. But that's not a shocking thesis. We're already there, to be honest. If you are sarcastic, great job, because it went right over my head if it is. Share your playlist. Depends on big caps, really. Yeah, I mean, the SPY's already at all-time highs. The NASDAQ is not quite there yet, but it's close. SPY's at all-time highs right now. New all-time highs on the SPY are 611.15s. So it's already there right now. I feel attacked, Dark Minds. I feel attacked, brother. You know, it hurts. It's like a dagger to my heart right here, bro. Right here, man. I feel attacked. Dow to 45K? We'll see. A dagger to my heart, sir. All right, chat. Retail sales week. All right, chat. So you guys ready? So yeah, we had pre-market stuff come out. Retail sales data came out. All right, so we got the opening bell here, chat. You do kind of look like the type who carries a lot of bravado. I mean, listen. If I came on this live stream and just kind of sat here dull, never joking, never playing around with the chat, never making fun of the chat, and just kind of sitting here silent, talking quietly, nobody would watch the stream. Nobody watch the stream. We have to have fun. And again, on YouTube, it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like if I
act this way and I act sarcastic and I joke around with the chat and I make fun of myself and I brag and I do all this different stuff, it certainly makes it more entertaining. And honestly, that's more true to how I really am in real life. Now, it's certainly a little bit of a persona on stream, but it's more true to how I am in real life, because I'm like a clown when it comes to everything. Like, I joke around with everybody. And so again, the people that are complaining and mad or whatever it is, they're just upset with themselves. You know, if it bothered them that much, they just wouldn't watch. But they keep watching just to complain, which means that, listen, even if they hate it, they still want to watch it, which, you know, cheers. Basically what I'm saying is I'm the greatest trader of all time ever in the world, definitely top 3. And, you know, I breathe excellence is all I'm saying right now. I mean, aside from the fact that we're definitely top 3 greatest economic reporters in the world right now, still, yeah, Palantir's been moving up a lot today. PLTR, it's at 117, so it's still moving up a lot. Again, this has got like a 600 PE ratio, though. I'm not against you, Palantir. Like, those guys, I have made a lot on Palantir over the last year or two. But it's 600 PE right now. I can't touch it. It's too high. It's too high. And maybe it keeps running in some kind of crazy parabolic move. Certainly possible. I'm just not going to mess with it right here, unfortunately. Industrial production numbers showed up at 0.5% versus 0.3% expected. More cowbell? More cowbell. I hear you. I got you. I got you. Thoughts on Baba? Yeah, I don't know about Baba. We'll see. Baba should be poised to do really well. But they're already up a lot. They're up to 120s, yeah. They're already poised to do really well. All right, so the Mexican president says if U.S. declares... Honestly, this is kind of a bizarre thing for the president of Mexico to say. I don't even want to get... It's a little bit too controversial and political for me, but still kind of bizarre. He's arguing about the cartel designations. Very strange. I mean, why would he care what the cartel is designated as? Somebody might be able to enlighten me more on this subject. I'm not sure. It's certainly not my forte. I mean, I'm greatest ever, but it's definitely not my forte. All right, market's testing that top again. We got less than 5 minutes until the opening bell. What about Apple? Yeah, Apple's the most heavily weighted stock in finance. It's the number 1 weighted stock in the S&P and the NASDAQ. So, I mean, it's a huge stock, but... Yeah, no, so he did, Radical, but what perplexed me here, Radical, is that the president of Mexico said that he was going to retaliate to the U.S. Like, why would he care what they're designated as, is my question. Radical. Again, I don't know. I'm genuinely asking the chat here because I really don't know what the answer to that is. Yeah, I genuinely don't know. We got 4 minutes left, chat. 4 minutes. Yeah, it's odd. I don't know why he would care what we designate them as. They're certainly not a, you know... Yeah, it's just odd. I don't know. Again, I really don't know. Somebody can enlighten me. I really don't know. NVIDIA went up, and then it's pulling back a lot here. So look at NVIDIA right now. So NVIDIA popped up to almost 137s, and then had a big retracement over the last 60 seconds. We got 2.5 minutes left, or 3.5 minutes left. Oh, she's a woman. My bad. I didn't know. Sorry. So I'm not sure why I retract my previous statement. I just didn't know. I don't know why she would care either way what they're designated as, though, is my issue. Yeah, I'm not sure why she would retaliate against the U.S. in that regard. I really don't know. Yeah, I was wondering who y'all were talking about, but yeah. Again, I don't know. Again, I'm staying out of any, yeah, super political conversation. All right, guys, 2 minutes left. Yeah, we had a triple top on a 1 minute chart, but you know, this kind of breaks the triple top. Now it's just a double top, and it's a historical double top that we've broken over at this point. Again, Nvidia was driving it. All right, guys, Palantir still ripping up almost green, almost up to 118 on the day. All right, guys, 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. I don't know who that is, Ruiz, especially I haven't seen the video. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. We got a minute and a half left. All right, guys, a minute left. Bullish or bearish action today, guys? What do you guys think? Bullish or bearish action? All right, guys, 50 seconds. Got a little dip here from Apple and Nvidia. You can kind of see on the left side the pullback that they're driving the market down with. Let's look at the support level. I would buy it up down here, but it's a little bit too early. Look at that. Hey, thank you for the 20, whatever that is. Thanks so much. Thank you for the 23 cents, sir. I appreciate it. Sushi, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Yeah, Coinbase earnings. All right, guys, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Let's see what we get today. And again, I'm not even being sarcastic. I appreciate the donation. Thanks so much. All right, guys, 5 seconds. All right, there's the bell. We're going to let these stabilize first now. Microsoft falling down at the opening bell. Apple rip it up though. Nvidia pulling down. Look at Apple go up to 242s. Highs of the day are 243s. Let's watch the SPY as well. See if we get the all-time high in there. Palantir's push it up. SPY is pushing up, still breaking roughly all-time highs right now. Microsoft's falling down. Apple's pushing up. What am I missing in the Mag 7 stocks? All right, guys, so we got to wait a couple minutes. Look at the market fly up here on Apple and Nvidia's strength right now at the opening bell. Yeah, we're not going to be too religious here, please. I appreciate the donations, but, you know, sorry. Yeah, Nvidia pushing up. Now Nvidia dipping down some. Again, we got to let the market stabilize. We're 2 minutes into the open. It's too early to take any positions. Broadcom breaking down. SPY broke lifetime highs, and now it's pulling back a little bit, although Google's moving up. Netflix is pulling down. Tesla's falling down. Microsoft's falling down. Meta is flat, roughly. Apple's ripping up, though. But a lot of blue chips are falling down here. We're getting some upward movement and some downward movement in markets right now. All right, guys, so we'll see what we get here. Chat, we'll see what we get. All right, guys, so yeah, market's flat, choppy, hasn't really done much. Apple's pushed it up. Highs of the day are at 243 right now, and Apple just tapped it. Didn't quite break over, but it just tapped it. Honestly, I'm going to buy this dip. Apple tapped the high of the day, and it didn't break it. I think Apple's going to head up. And so this is a challenge account, but we're going to go full size here based off of this one thesis. All right, we took half off, take half off, took the other part off, other part off. We're gonna now double our size, triple our size, and then maybe add our size back here now that we have a huge cushion on the day right now. I think Apple's gonna retest this level, but who knows when. Don't do it. It's going the opposite way. We're still kind of green on the day. Let me check exactly where we're at. Okay, yeah. I want to give it time to head up, but I was hoping Apple would do more. Unfortunately, it didn't. Let's see if we bounce at the 200 exponential. I'm about to get stopped out on this. Is a combine account, by the way, guys. So no matter what it does, like, we're gonna be okay. All right, we're gonna take some of our size off of this, just, you know, lock in some tiny losses, then maybe add back to try to fix our average here. Here we go. There goes Apple pushing up like we thought it would. So our thesis was right about Apple, but NASDAQ's just a little bit different animal because of all the other stuff. NVIDIA's ripping up too, so we should be good here, I think, actually. But who knows? Don't copy me, not an investment professional. I'm trading on top set, but this is a funded account challenge right now. So no matter what, we're gonna be good. Wow, what a drop. I'm gonna add to this again though. I think Apple's gonna keep pushing up. But who knows, man, I might be wrong. Apple's too close to that high. I think it's gonna break it eventually here, but that's a big red candle. And it looks like I'm wrong so far. Yeah, we're having some fun with it. There's a big retracement. Take half off there. Not half, I mean a little bit. Here we go. I'm gonna let this run. There's Apple breaking that high like I thought it would. I took a lot of that off. We're gonna add back some size. See, I'm worried that Apple's just gonna tap it though and not come back up. See, it hit the all-time highs, and now I'm worried that it's just gonna dump down. It's a combine account, guys, so we're not gonna trade like this on an actual funded account. Don't worry. But so we got the high break that we wanted, and we were correct about it too. But like, it just tapped it, did a liquidity grab where we wanted it to go, so it didn't hold there long enough to influence the rest of the market. Honestly, we're kind of flat in this though. We're not down that much. All right, there goes Apple. Apple's still running. Nvidia's slowing down, but man, Broadcom is dumped down here. Maybe I'm too weighted towards Apple. There we go. It's right here at the 200 exponential. Nvidia's starting to push up too, but I need both of them in conjunction to do it. Finally got some strength here. I'll take some of this off and just take some of the profit off and then maybe add back if we get some big green action here. There we go. Yeah, so we're moving up. Gonna go full size here, see if Apple can go up some more. There we go. All right, cool. See, we're now effectively green on the day, but not by much. All right, we're out. So it was worth it. Our thesis was correct. It just, we might have mismanaged it a little bit. All right, Google's up, Apple's up, Broadcom down a lot. Tesla down, but starting to rebound back up. So we're gonna look to add some size into this. Dip. Take 2 contracts first. If we push up, great, but we can add a little bit more if we fall down. Oh, that's a drop. Yeah, not looking good. We gave it a shot with this. Maybe I'm trying to speed run these combines. We're going to switch to our actual funded account pretty soon. We're only 10 minutes after the open. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of hotkeys, to be honest. Try to fix my average a little bit. There we go. Bad fills on the rest, but is Neo breaking out? Really? There we go. Man, we were green for a second and then it just turned, even though Apple's still moving up. Nvidia's pulling back though. SPY's right at the all-time highs though, so like sometimes that level's like a magnet, but this is not looking good at this point. Hopefully the 200 exponential holds. But I'm trying to make $1,500 in the challenge account. But we might be missing some of the momentum. Tesla's turning too. Real economy, that means weaker economic data. Retail sales data were weak. Less spending, basically, is what it means. All right, Apple broke highs again. I don't know if this is all-time highs or not. I don't think so. 260 is all-time highs. Got it. We're just really rangy right now, unfortunately, guys. It's not really doing much. It just kind of keeps going up and down and up and down and up and down. I guess I'm just gonna let this run. We're flat on the day. That was good. Took a large chunk of that off, took more. Took more, but it's not easy to make money in this today, guys. I'm gonna switch to my combine account. We're green on the day, but like, maybe I should be trading this right now. The market hasn't done freaking anything since the opening bell. And what it has to do with is, it has to do with blue chip stocks inversing each other. Apple's up big, Tesla's down big. The rest of a lot of stuff is flat. Meta's up, Microsoft's down. You know what I mean? Like, they're just kind of inversing, a lot of them are inversing each other. And I don't know what to do here. Part of me wants to short now, but because I think the trend since the opening bell is short, but I don't think we have any real edge here, to be honest, today, guys. I don't think there's any significant edge. And again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. Top Step gives you a demo, test your skill with it. So this one that I'm trying to pass right here, they give me a 50K demo. It's called a combine account. If I can make 3K in profit on this without losing 2K first, following their rules and conditions, it's a 2 to 3 reasonable ratio. If I can do that and following their rules and conditions, they fund me 50K with a 90% split, and I get to keep my first 10K before the 90% split kicks in. No PDT in futures. I can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are very similar to like day trading Apple or Amazon or Nvidia. There's just no PDT rule, and you can day trade gold, currencies on Top Step in some ways. Great way to learn how to day trade, because the base one's $50. And so if you lose $50 for the base one. If you were going to pay for real-time data, it would cost about the same with a demo account. And if you fail, you can practice. You can use a practice account for free after that anyway. And so it's good value. If you pass it, you get a funded account. You're still risking something, and you're learning to trade risking something, but you're not risking the full amount that you would be if you funded 5, 10, 20, 30 grand into your account like most day traders try to do. It's just a better way to learn day trading. And if you're good enough and you maybe don't have that much money, but you still want to day trade, you can try this. Learn how to trade under rules. Top Step X is the best platform in the game, in my opinion. Zero commission, no PDT rule in futures. And Top Step is the most legit funded program. They've paid out almost $200 million since 2020. They fund thousands of traders. They pay out millions in actual withdrawals, and it's just a good way to learn. I wish I had something like this when I first got started, because I would have saved so much money instead of risking my own account. But understand, CFTC 4.41 hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, guys. Not an investment professional. Sometimes I lose off stream. You're not going to see it. I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Don't copy me. Market's very flat right now, very flat. But again, if you want to check them out, here's the link. They're an affiliate of mine. I am biased because I get paid by them. And so check them out. If you want to check them out, here's the link. Hey, later, Sam. Have a good day, bro. I hope you find the dog, brother. Hey, baby. Thank you. Kiro just brought me some cereal. Market's very, 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 very boring, guys, today. Starting to heat up, though. Look at the market bouncing back. Something's going on. Ooh, almost knocked my cereal off. Markets rip it up. It depends on where you are, easy, but I'm pretty sure I would confirm with them, though I can't. I'm not 100% sure. You want to confirm it with them. Bitcoin moving up a little bit here. All right, guys. Market's testing highs right now. Apple's running up. It was organic Fruity Pebbles pun. What happened is the chat heard me talk to my wife when she was at the store asking what I wanted, and what I told her to get was organic Fruity Pebbles. Can y'all hear me chew? If you can, I'm sorry. Guys, let me put the mic kind of far away. Oh wait, I switched to micros. Oops. Oh, dude, we did drop after we... This is crazy of me. I don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm shorting lifetime highs. Take half off there. I'm gonna get out there too. Alright, well, we did it, I guess. Sometimes a move just seems too obvious, right? I don't know why Coinbase is down. Bitcoin's actually pushing up. It's up to almost 98K. So pullbacks are finally happening here. But let's try to buy this dip now. All right, we got out. All right, so market's trying to dip down now. Maybe this is a crazy buy. There we go. Somehow we made money on that exchange too. Got the bounce. We're up hundreds on this one. That's good. When you eat cereal, do you drink the milk? I'm a milk drinker for sure. It's the best part, but my son, he doesn't drink the milk. He just leaves it there. All right, so that dip buy worked here. Yeah, you gotta drink the milk, guys. Hey, thank you, Tiny. Chat leader. Is that me? Am I the chat leader? No, I'm not a Gemini. What's the traits of a Gemini, bro? Listen, and I think all of you guys are probably getting talked into, like, basing your whole personality around being whatever your horoscope says. Again, I think they're basic traits. Like, it's confirmation bias to a T. 100% confirmation bias. Like, oh, you know. What's an Aquarius trait? Let's look into this. Creative, humanitarian, independent, intellectual. Dude, everybody wants to be those things, you know? If I tell you guys that being a Taurus is, you know, means you're super smart and a genius and you care about people and, you know, you think quickly, is anybody going to disagree with that? Of course not. You know, like, it's basic things. Everybody's going to be like, oh, that's me. It is me. I think quickly. I care about people. Get out of here with that. It's nonsense. It's nonsense, man. You know, like, they're just generalized statements that everybody wants to be, and because they have confirmation bias, they want it to be true. They want to be intellectual. They want to be humanitarian. They're just kind of like, oh, that's me. That's my personality. Come on now, guys. I'm sorry, Tiny, if I'm... Yeah. You talk like a Scorpio. Independent, but our wives just made us cereal. I didn't ask her to. She just kind of did it. Like, she's just trying to be a good wife, I think. It's Valentine's Day. She's trying to be sweet. You know, I respect it. She's a good wife. Yeah, she's good. Definitely one of my top 3 wives of all time, for sure. All right, guys. Tesla breaking down at 353s. The only way horoscopes make sense, and I talked about this the other day, the only way, like, the law of attraction in horoscopes makes any sense, okay? Like, meaning the month you're born dictates your whole personality, you know? The only way it makes sense is if we're living in a simulation and that simulation is reusing code, okay? And in order to write the personalities for people that pop up, the NPCs in the simulation, you know, it uses the month you were born to kind of have like a generic trait output programming. That's the only way it makes sense. It's the only way the law of attraction would make sense as well, as if we were in a simulation. You know, and I don't even necessarily believe that, but that's the only way it makes sense. And so if you believe in horoscopes, I think you probably believe in you should believe in simulation theory, because that's the only context that horoscopes make any logical sense, meaning your personality is based off of the month you're born. The only way it makes logical sense is if we're in a simulation, you know, and that simulation's using programming and code to give a generic output of personalities depending on the month you were born, keeping it systemized. Like, that makes sense, you know. But yeah. Love your levels. My levels are pretty good. I wouldn't say they're the top 2 ever, but they're definitely top 3 levels ever. Now 125 level held stern. Look at that. We went up, pulled back to it. And this is what I mean. Like, we could always break over or under any specific levels I draw, but it'll kind of give you a little area like support. You can buy around here, sell around this level up here. That makes sense, I think. I'm not telling you what to do. I have no idea, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have any data coming out at 10, did we? Business inventories. Yeah, I mean, nothing really big. Minus 0.1%, minus 0.2%. So most retail data, business data showed up negative today for some reason. Look at this drop. Something's moving markets right now. Wow, look at this. But the business data showed up 2 minutes ago, so I don't think this is what's moving it. Retail inventory showed up weak. Maybe that's what it is. Like, retail inventories, core retail inventory showed up at minus 0.1 versus 0.2% positive expected. Market's turning a little bit on this data. Maybe that's what it is. Go look at the last video I uploaded. Not the stream, but the last video I uploaded. It's a detailed breakdown on how I document levels. I always thought about horoscopes as fakes, but never thought about a world where it would make sense. I mean, that makes plausible sense, right? The law of attraction would make sense in the same context, in that, like, you know, you're speaking things into the simulation existence. I mean, and I'm not, again, I don't believe in this, but I'm just speculating on what would make sense for those type of things, right? Again, I'm not saying I believe that. I don't freaking know about any of that stuff. But yeah.
All right, chat. It's 10:03. I'm probably going to go ahead and get out of here. Again, if you want to check out Top Step, look at we're bouncing right at this level. Look at that 22-1 level. Look at that bounce right off of it. Again, we're too choppy and sideways. I'm slightly green on the day, but we haven't really traded on our actual funded account. I'm probably just going to end it. We're going to be on Top Step TV later on at 11 or so. So be ready. We'll see you guys then. If you haven't already. Again, if you want to check out Top Step, great way to help support your boy here in this channel. Top Step gives you a demo, and they test your skill with a demo account first. So they give you a 50K demo. Your job is to make, for the base one, you can also get a 150K demo, and your job on the 150K is to make 9K. On the 50K one, it's $49. You got to make 3K without losing 2K first, following their rules and conditions. You do that, they fund you 50K with a 90% split. And, you know, so if you make 20K once you're funded, you get to keep your first 10K and then 90% split afterwards. You basically get to keep 19 out of 20 of your first 20,000 in profit once you're funded. No PDT in futures. Great way to learn how to day trade. Most day traders lose regardless of where they go, and including here. But it's a lot cheaper to lose here most of the time than losing 10, 20, 30 grand funding your own account and losing that, trying to look cool in the market. And so that makes sense. Again, they're an affiliate of mine. I am biased. If you do sign up through my link, understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. I'm not an investment professional. These are affiliate links, and I'm biased because I get paid by them. But if you want to check it out, 0 commission on Top Step X, a huge edge, to be honest, in my opinion. 0 commission on Top Step X. Y'all be good, guys. Y'all have a great day. Y'all have a great day. Again, enjoy your weekend. Kind of fun conversations. I try to kind of mix it up and have some fun conversations about like simulation theory, and I kind of make fun of horoscopes a little bit. But we're just having fun here, guys. Hopefully nobody takes it too personally. And yeah. Market's flat today, so we're going to BS about nonsense like we always do. But hey, I love you all. Y'all have a great day. Y'all be safe in the market, guys. Y'all be good. Again, we'll see you guys a couple hours on Top Step TV if you want to join us for then. And yeah, y'all have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good.